Welcome back to the EV Charger Rebate Quick Take program. We're going through the list, and today we're on Colorado. So, as always, starting out with our level 2 side, Colorado is one of our favorite states when it comes to incentives. They're one of the few that have a really good program without a lot of hoops to jump through. So, they start with a state program. That state program will give you up to $6,250 per plug. Okay. Max out at 80%. But that 80% does not include your 30C. Okay. So when they look at all your stuff, and this is where I want to make sure, like a little explanation on this. A lot of times you'll hear me talk about where these things max. So what they're going to look at is if you are in the state of Colorado and you're under a power company that gives a rebate of $1,000 and you apply to the state for their $6,250. So essentially for that you can get $7,250. What the state program says is that $7,250 cannot be more than 80% of your total cost. So you start getting into 4 or 6 chargers, you start collecting a lot of incentives here, but if you don't spend enough, right, they're gonna cap you out at 80%, basically is what they say. So if you've got $10,000 that you're investing, they're not going to allow you to collect more than $8,000 from the power company in the state. Okay, simple as that. Still not bad. You're getting 80% of your money. And now the key to this is that does not include the 30C. So you can still get the 30C. So if you look at that 10,000 example, if your costs were 10,000, the state and the power company give you back 8,000. You qualify for 30C, you get a $3,000 tax incentive. So you can still get more than your 80% back, but you can't get more than 80% from incentive programs. So still great. I mean, where else are you going to get something that's going to allow you to make money and you're going to get it 80% off? Come on. So these programs work pretty simple. You submit them for approval, get approved, and you do them, you install them, put all the stuff together and get your money back. This particular program, you can pile in your software and O&M because they actually require that you put some of that in there. They want to know that these things are going to be up and operational, and that's why they'll pay extra money for it. It's why their rates are so high. So the cool thing is in Colorado, when we put somebody together, is they end up getting all this money back and pay less than 20%. If they're on 30C, they can almost get these for free. And their software and maintenance is covered for 3 or 4 years. So it's really good. The only other little caveat they do require with the Colorado program is it does have an accessible design element to it. So we have to basically take up a parking stall when we install this so that we can make, a lane, a 4-foot wide access lane for handicap, wheelchair access, things like that. They run a program. It runs 2 different ways. They have an application process that opens about 3 times a year. That's if you're going to do more than 6 chargers, I think it is, maybe more than 4. And then they have what they call their rolling app, which can be submitted at any time. That's for smaller projects. Works good for most places. Get your, if you can put 4 chargers in, you get them paid for. It's a good way to get started. So that's your state program. And then we get to a power company program. And so the power companies, there's several of them out there, and those programs run anywhere from $250 per charger up to $2,000 per plug. So not bad, right? Adds to it. All the good stuff in Colorado. Like I mentioned in the beginning, Colorado is one of our favorite. If you're in Colorado, you got a commercial property, you need to be digging into this right now. All right, moving on to Colorado DC charging. DC charging is not bad either, okay? Same kind of cut on the 80% max. but the state program will give you 70,000 per station. And then depending on your power company, you can get up to $35,000 per port. That's Black Hills Energy. If you're in Colorado under Black Hills Energy, we can get you a heck of a deal on DC fast charging. I can pretty much say here, looking at it, if you're in a 30C, by the time you add the tax incentives in, you're going to be able to put chargers in, DC fast chargers in for free. I mean, you got to invest the money, but get it all back. If you're not in 30C, you're still going to be able to, we could probably come in under that 80%. If we did a 200 kW charger, you got 70,000 for the station from the state. That's a dual port charger. You got another $70,000 coming from Black Hills Energy. Not bad. I mean, $140,000. We might get a little over. It might be a little bit more than that to get it done. But if you have that and the 30C, you're definitely going to be in there, because if you had a $200,000 project and you're in 30C, you're looking at getting 60,000 in tax credit. So now you're left with 140. You got 70 and 70, 140, right? So there you go. Kind of levels itself out, right? I mean, that's a heck of a tax burden. But anyway, the point is, if you're Black Hills Energy, you think at any point in time in the next several years that you need to put a DC charger in, don't waste your time. Don't wait. Go get these things in now. They'll be there. They'll be running. Outside of Black Hills Energy on the DC side, the other power companies are doing things around 2, 5, maybe 10,000 per plug. So not quite as good as the Black Hills Energy, but there's still something there, right? So if you're in Colorado, you're looking at a DC charger, still say, all day long, you're going to save 70% right now with incentives. So don't wait. Keep on. Let's get out there and look at them. So again, thanks for tuning in. We'll be on the next one. See you there.